The British Truck Racing Championship, brought to you by Aquila Truck Centres and Towergate Insurance. Welcome along to Pembrey Circuit in South Wales for the second event of the 2016 British Truck Racing Championship. Loads of work for the top guys to do this weekend. We've got both classes, Group A and Group B, racing together. Before racing gets underway though, let's go and get the latest gossip from the paddock. Steve, you've just been out for qualifying, not done too many laps. Are there any problems?
Yeah, we've got a problem with the power steering. The fluid's dropped lower than what it should do, and I think there must have been an airlock in there because we've had problems with the steering at Brands, and I think the actual bubbles now come out, the airlock's gone, and it's dropped the fluid lower than what it should be, so my steering's, I haven't got any steering. So at the moment, we was third when we was out there, now I think we've dropped to about seventh.
Your truck seems to get more and more colourful as the years go on, and I noticed you got a name which has been synonymous with touring car racing on board.
Yeah, well, this came through HGV, who's my main sponsor, and they obviously supply transport supplies, and they came up and said, you know, can we have the UASA logo on the truck? And I was more than happy, you know, which is nice really to have a good, you know, household name like that on the truck.
Stuart, second in qualifying, obviously championship lead coming from Brands Hatch, so things looking pretty rosy.
Yeah, you know, we're happy, very happy after Brands Hatch. The truck performed well. The team, you know, sort of first time out in the year, so there was a lot of cobwebs to knock out of everything, so including me. So it all went good, and you know, come here and get, you know, second in qualifying is, you know, it'd be nice to be pole, but we're just a smidgen behind, so we're happy with that.
So Ryan, a good start to quali's fastest time. You must be very happy with that.
Delighted. Team's worked really hard, and the weather at Pembrey today has been fantastic, and the crowds turned out. So you know what? It was an important qualifying session, and we managed to get pole. Yeah. The competition's just that good in this championship, and you know, I go to Europe on Monday for the first FIA round. You can't mix it with anybody better than these guys. The racing's wheel to wheel, and it's not going to change, is it?
Steve, how was your Division 1 debut at Brands?
We had some ups and downs really. We had a lot of set-up issues, like it's a new truck and the power difference is like immense. So, but I had a couple of, well, one good result and the pace was good. So we're still learning every time we go out in the truck. We've got some more handling issues yesterday, which we fixed. So it's great to be out there with them, to be fair. And it's the power difference between the two is just unbelievable. But what I've noticed now, we're having to learn to drive every track now in that vehicle, because I love this track and I know it like the back of my hand, but it's just so much different in one of them lorries. The power is just immense. I mean, to jump from what I had, which was probably, I mean, it weren't the quickest in Division 2, it was probably about a third or fourth, but to get in then into Ricky's one, I mean, the change is just immense. It's good, it really is good. I'm looking forward to the whole season now, so it's a great start. So,
Adam, you're the top Brit at Brands Hatch, but qualifying today, we see you at the back. What's the story?
Yeah, a bit of confusion with regulations. I didn't realise that we don't start from championships points on the first race now, so we was out there trying to get a good race set up, so we didn't really get a decent time put in, so we'll have to start from the back and try and make some places up early on in the race.
Simon, you showed some very good pace at Brands Hatch. The weather looks a little bit drier here. I don't think that's going to cause too much of a problem though?
No, we've had, yesterday Mick, we was here testing and it was very wet. We had quite a few problems, but we've seen to iron them out, which it's done its job, the testing. So yeah, we've gone out this morning, straight out of the packet, got pole by 1.5 seconds. So we're quite pleased here at the moment.
Well, in a change of format, we've got the Division 1, or Class A trucks as they're now called, starting on the front of the grid. The Class B machines starting behind. We'll still get to see both groups of truck, but this is now fastest off the front in terms of group, and for qualifying fastest off the front for race 1. As you can see, Ryan Smith there with Stuart Oliver alongside. Ryan Smith in the White and Stuart Oliver goes across, goes wide, forces Shane Brereton onto the grass, and here comes David Jenkins in the black MAN, who's got the lead. Jenkins with a lightning start. Jenkins leads. Smith second. Matt Summerfield side by side with Luke Taylor as they go into the hairpin for the first time. A very, very tight corner, the hairpin, and thankfully I don't think any problems from the Group A trucks. You can see the leading Group B truck already. Simon Cole trying to latch himself on the back end of some of the Group A, still side by side between Luke Taylor and Matt Summerfield, the multi-champion. Summerfield, the defending champion, of course, is there. Luke Taylor's getting quicker and quicker. We've got Ollie James in behind in the Freightliner, the number 22, and then Steve Thomas after his qualifying problems, but Matt Summerfield at the moment holds third position from Luke Taylor. So a good start then from the Group A runners, or the Class A runners, with David Jenkins still out front from Ryan Smith. Matt Summerfield is there in third, Luke Taylor fourth at the moment, and those two having spent the best part of the first 4 or 5 turns side by side. Big tail out there from David Jenkins. This will be a great way for Jenks to get his event 2 of the season campaign underway. 5 races for you in this one. There is Adam Bint being chased by Paul McCumpsky, and Jane's coming under pressure now from the HGV direct truck of Steve Thomas. So Thomas piling the pressure on at the moment. Luke Taylor trying to get back on terms with Matt Summerfield. So effectively you've got 3 pairs of trucks all dicing out for position. 1, 2, 3, 4, and off the track goes John Bowler, who made his debut at Brands Hatch, the Stockport-based race. So here's the view from Simon Cole. A great view for Simon. There he goes, flashing through shot. Clear track in front of him. It's John Powell running second in Class B. There is Brian Burt running in third in class at the moment in the Volvo White. So back to Ollie James, who's coming under pressure here from Steve Thomas. You can see the gap developing between second. This is third and fourth. And Luke Taylor about to challenge Matt Summerfield. Taylor looking down the inside line. Summerfield just ahead of him at the moment. The Renault chasing the MAN. Hard on the brakes from the fastest point of the track into very much the slowest. Terrific place to watch. You guarantee at some point we'll have somebody out braking themselves there and causing some problems. Summerfield though holds on in that third place. Luke Taylor trying to work out if he can get past the Rooster Racing Renault Premium. Luke comes from Oldham and he's busy chasing Summerfield at the moment. The Burton on Trent man very much under pressure, so this is really good for Taylor here, not so good for Summerfield. So Matt Summerfield hangs on in the HRVS truck. Look at the gap they've lost over first and second. Ryan Smith and David Jenkins away down the road at the moment, and these two dicing over third and fourth places. Fifth and sixth will be in behind, and it's Steve Thomas who emerges in shot now in fifth position in the yellow HGV direct machine. So Thomas has got to try and get himself onto the back of these, but it's Dave Jenkins still leading the digraph-backed 69 truck, who runs a little bit wide. Tighter line there for Ryan Smith in the OXXO machine. Luke Garrett up there ahead of Steve Powell, and then it's Stuart Oliver. Stuart being followed by his son Michael in truck number 12. Brian Burt and Trevor Martin go through in Division 2, followed by Paddy Mack, but Luke Taylor now on his own, followed by Steve Thomas in 33, and then it's Shane Brereton. Brereton, who was on the grass on turn, I was going to say turn number 1, but as the race started, and Brereton, there's problems for Matt Summerfield. Summerfield has got a problem, a very, very rare sight indeed. Straight back to the paddock gate for Matt Summerfield, who parks it up, and very clearly game over for Matt Summerfield. Matt's very unusual to see the multi-champion having a mechanical failure. Now this is the leader of Class B. Through goes Simon Cole, John Powell second. Third place is Adam Bint, who's come through from the back of the field. Meanwhile, in Class A. You're just watching Steve Powell going through up ahead of Luke Garrett. And here's the view from Simon Cole once again. And Simon Cole on the grass! Big moment for Simon Cole in the 41. And through on the inside goes John Powell. John Powell takes the lead of class. Adam Bint goes through and takes second position. But we know Simon Cole had very quick pace indeed in qualifying. And we've got enough of the race yet left to see him perhaps make a recovery. But we'll see how that pans out as we watch Luke Taylor being chased down now by Steve Thomas. There is Steve Powell in number 3. You heard him saying in the interviews about how he's having to effectively relearn the tracks. Now he's moved up into Class A. Meanwhile, this is the battle for Class B, and it's John Powell leading. Adam Bint in second position. We've got bits and pieces over the track. Simon Cole, wonderful shot here from onboard Simon Cole's machine, coming into the left-hander. Binty still chasing hard, wants desperately to get a win. Remember, he's the top point scoring driver coming to this meeting. The two Dutch brothers, Frans and Rodi Schmidt, obviously guesting effectively at Brands Hatch. Well, they did score championship points, but not able to join us here at Pembrey, which is effectively the other end geographically of the UK. Dave Jenkins still there, starting to get into some traffic. So Trevor Martin immediately in front. There's Ryan Smith still giving chase. As you heard, Ryan off to race in the European Championships next weekend. Change for second place in Class B. Very good move indeed there by Simon Cole in the Mercedes. Goes past Adam Bint, takes second position. Now he's only got John Powell to do. We'll say only John Powell, but contact there as Paddy Mack gets tagged as he's being lapped. More action for you after the break. Welcome back to Pembrey. We're on the last lap here of the first of 5 races for you from South Wales, and leading the race is Dave Jenkins in 69. Ryan Smith running in second place at the moment. Jenkins goes through, looks at the inside line there of Adam Bint. It's the outside line on the next corner, but he's clear by the time he gets to that corner. He's just hunting down John Powell, who's running second in Class B. Ryan Smith goes past the man who's third in Class B. That is Adam Bint. Steve Powell, 6th place in the race and 6th position in Division 1. The next target for the digraph machine is going to be the leader of Class B, Simon Cole, who sticks to the outside line. Cole is winning his class, so he got the 2 winners together coming out of the final turn. And it's the digraph machine of Dave Jenkins that takes the checkered flag. Simon Cole wins his class. Ryan Smith crosses the line, second in Class A. Steve Thomas is next in 33, following Brian Burt. Then it's Luke Taylor. Well, Dave Jenkins excluded for overtaking under yellow flags. Win therefore goes to Ryan Smith from Steve Thomas and Luke Taylor. Shane Brereton is 4th from Ollie James and Steve Powell. Then Stuart Oliver, Michael Oliver 8th. Simon Cole wins Class B from John Powell. 3rd in class goes to Adam Bint, and then Trevor Martin and Brian Burt.
Steve, well done. Podium from a fair way back.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I started 8th, and obviously coming 3rd is absolutely fantastic. There's a few trucks with a few problems. Stuart had a problem, I think, with his gearbox on the start, and then Matt seemed to pull off, which left me and Luke Taylor having a bit of a scrap, and then he took Paddy out, and I hit the back of Luke. And got me free then, and then I was in front of the 3rd place and out on my own really. So I was waiting for that checkered flag to drop.
Simon, congratulations on the win. Great way to start the meeting, but you didn't make it easy for yourself.
No, I don't never seem to do. I had plenty of pace. I looked in the mirrors. I was miles in front, so I thought I'd try something different and nearly come unstuck. The lorry's up high speed. It pulls so well and it clicks up the gear so quick. It's like a motorbike half the time, so no, it gets us out of trouble.
John, terrific result and a good race by the looks of it.
Yeah, we had second at Brands and I think a couple of falls to come here. A bit of testing yesterday, felt good. Done a few little adjustments and seems to be all right. It's not quite quick enough, but we're praying for rain.
Matt, what's the problem?
Well, we just put a transmission in before that race because I think the counter shaft bearings got a bit of a rumble on them, and I didn't chance it. And anyway, part way into the race there is the actual selector shaft. There's a shear off pin that's sheared, that's done its job. So we're just swapping out at the minute, and then we need to just get our heads back in the game a bit, really.
It's unusual to see a problem for a Summerfield truck.
No, it is, yeah. But you know, we're all over it. We've got the stuff to fix it, and the know-how. So we'll just get on with it. And the thing is, though, we're going to probably be on the back of the grid in that last race. So that should be fun, to be fair.
Nigel, sunny Pembrey, we didn't catch up with you at Brands Hatch, apologies for that, but first of all, thanks for your support of the Truck Racing Championship. How did you get involved?
Firstly, Steve Powell and Steve Thomas came to see us at Tailgate and took us through the nature of the competition, the championship, how it was all put together. We felt time was right to try this as a new departure for us in our marketing efforts to the trucking community, who we serve.
Tell us about the business. What do you do? How do you go about it?
We're part of Tailgate. I belong to the specialist motor division, which is based in Telford, and within that division we have two specific routes to market. One is through the smaller owner-operators who have between 1 and 5 commercial vehicles, and we have a fleet side of the business which deals with fleets from 5 vehicles up to any size fleet that you care to mention, and pretty much any mix of vehicles, be they cars, vans, trucks, taxis, you name it, pretty much we cover it. This puts us right at the heart of our target market. You know, the whole of the trucking fraternity is here, and great crowds hopefully throughout the duration of the championship, which is what everybody wants, and some excitement as well.
John, great to welcome you to the championship at Brands Hatch, and obviously we're at the second event. First of all, for the viewers that we haven't seen you race before, what's your background?
Not a lot really, just track days, a bit of mucking about as a young lad, bit of go-karting, but nothing competitive like this. It's his first time out. Brands Hatch last time and second time out today.
And were you part of the paddock before you came racing?
No, I wasn't. No, I've just been spectating for the last few years.
What are your hopes for this weekend? I mean, obviously coming into what is an extremely professional looking championship, a lot of very quick drivers, you may be having to sort of temper your own aims.
I think we're all aiming for the same thing as the first, but we'll do what we can, see how this weekend goes.
Brian Burt starts on pole position, the white and pink truck with Trevor Martin to the outside. Then it's Adam Bint and John Powell on row 2. Paul McCumpsky on the outside of the man who won the first race, Simon Cole, first race for Class B. Meanwhile, back to the front, and it's son and father, but it's the father, Stuart Oliver, who gets the better of Michael Oliver off the line, down into the hairpin for the first time. Ollie James in 22 around the outside line, so too is Ryan Smith, a big lean on, and quite how they all made it through. Fantastic driving from the Class A boys, who are led by Stuart Oliver. Ollie James second, Michael Oliver is third, then it's Steve Powell, then Ryan Smith, followed by Dave Jenkins. The outside line held by Shane Brereton, that converts to the inside. Coming down onto the far reaches of the Pembrey circuit here, 1.4 miles in length. And it's the Lenham truck of Steve Powell, who at the moment is leading the man who won race number 1, Ryan Smith. Meanwhile, the yellow HGV truck of 33, Steve Thomas going up the inside, and a double pass I think there, because Shane Brereton going up on the inside of Steve Powell as well. Who'd have thought you could get 3 wide here at Pembrey, but you can. Luke Taylor's going to go down the inside of Powell, but Brereton has left the door open here for Steve Thomas to maybe have a look down the inside coming through Honda. I think it was a slightly better line from Brereton. So the race leaders at the other end of the straight. Here is Michael Oliver coming under pressure now from Ryan Smith. Hard on the brakes goes Dave Jenkins to try and follow through on the inside in the digraph machine. Jenkins starting at the back after the exclusion from race number 1. And Jenkins nonetheless took the flags. I think the race fans that saw that will probably have thought that he's come away with that win. And he's working his way nonetheless through the field again. You can see trailing at the moment the man who won or was awarded the race win, Ryan Smith. And he's got Ollie James in front of him. There's Michael Oliver in his second truck meeting. Then Shane Brereton. Steve Thomas in 33. Then it is Matt Summerfield, seemingly running a little bit better now, Matt. John Powell goes through, up ahead of Trevor Martin. Adam Bint now is ahead of Brian Burt. And Simon Cole, in fact it's Simon Cole, isn't it, now immediately behind Adam Bint. Trevor Martin immediately in front of him. Brian Burt down behind the man who won race number 1 for Class B. Brian Burt on what is effectively his home circuit here. Remember him having problems last year and then having to disappear home to get some bits overnight. Back to Shane Brereton, still there ahead of Steve Thomas, and side by side at the moment Matt Summerfield and Michael Oliver. Summerfield's got the line coming down into the Hatchett's hairpin. Such a tight corner this one, through they go. Summerfield goes through and Luke Taylor's going to follow through as well. Luke Garrett is immediately behind them. Luke getting to grips with the A-class truck. Still John Powell at the moment leading the way in Class B. You just saw a flash of him going through that previous shot, but Dave Jenkins continues to try and work his way through the mix here, through the field, with Ryan Smith up ahead of him. Ollie James in behind in the Freightliner, but it's Stuart Oliver still the race leader. Oliver goes through shot. Ryan Smith in second place at the moment. Now here's the battle going on. Trevor Martin is leading this trio of trucks in Class B, and coming down the inside line is going to be Simon Cole. Simon Cole makes the pass and goes past the number 6 machine of John Powell. So we've got Trevor Martin in front now, and Simon Cole with, I think, just the one truck now to go past in order to grab the lead of Class B once again. There is Dave Jenkins, continues on his way in the black 69. Still chasing Ryan Smith. Now here comes Cole. Is he going to have a look down? The Mercedes closes right up on Trevor Martin and look tighter on the way in there. Coming into Spitfires now. They'll head round into DeBenny corner. So what's the strategy going to be here for Simon Cole? Goes inside, Trevor Martin comes across and the two make contact. Oh, good stopping there by Simon Cole. It was bad enough, really. Incident between the two, difficult to call because you're going right, left, right here on that far part of the circuit, but that could well put Simon Cole out of the race. Trevor Martin, I think, is going to continue, but meanwhile this is the battle for the lead. The race leader Stuart Oliver, second place is Ryan Smith, third position David Jenkins. The Kelso machine though holding sway out front at the moment. The OXXO machine of Ryan Smith in second place. Three-way scrap for the lead here. This is what truck racing is very much all about, and you're looking at the Class A, the full race spec machines fighting it out, and Oliver, the man with the most experience, the most titles in the whole field, leading the way at the moment from Ryan Smith. Ex-drifting driver Ryan Smith moved up from that into Division 2, was runner-up to Simon Reed in Division 2 a couple of years ago, and then moved up into Division 1 last year, and he's building his experience, and as you can see, piling the pressure on the race leader at the moment. And join us for the conclusion of this race after the break. There's Brian Burt running well in Class B at the moment, and Brian looking for another podium to add to the one he had at Brands Hatch. John Bowler in 14 is running well too, a little bit shy of a podium position at the moment. Immediately behind him, about to put a lap on him, is Luke Taylor in truck 79, podium finisher in race number 1. Taylor, as you can see at the moment, fairly untroubled by other competitors in Class A, and equally not troubling anybody else because he's got Brian Burt immediately in front of him. Burt running third in class, John Bowler fourth in Class B at the minute. A little bit of smoke from Burt's machine, but meanwhile on to the last lap goes Ryan Smith, the race leader. Dave Jenkins running second, a reversal of their track position from race 1. Stuart Oliver is there in third place. Ollie James is still running in fourth. There he is flashing through shot in the white bonneted machine, but it looks like Ryan Smith here is going to make it 2 out of 2. So a cracking start. Remember last year, drivers saying that the European spec trucks could often struggle around Pembrey, but we're not seeing that this year. They're really delivering in bucket loads. There is Brian Burt still on the podium in Class B, but Ryan Smith has led the way here. Smith with the fastest lap of the race. That was all the way back on lap 2, 1 minute 12.048. Simon Cole quickest in Division 2 before his demise. That was on lap 4, and one felt that there was more to come from him. Simon Cole, the only retirement in the race so far. But out of Honda, the last corner on the track for the last time, comes Ryan Smith, who is going to take the checkered flag. Smith wins here at Pembrey. David Jenkins in the digraph truck is second. Stuart Oliver for Kelsa is third. Not too far behind is Ollie James, who'll take 4th place. 5th position will go to Shane Brereton. Then it's Steve Thomas. Matt Summerfield will be next up, but a big sideways moment there from Adam Bint, who's going to win Class B. Binty comes across the line to take the class win ahead of John Powell. Here's confirmation of that result. Smith from Jenkins and Oliver Senior. Ollie James 4th, then Brereton and Thomas from Matt Summerfield. Luke Taylor 8th from Luke Garrett and Steve Powell. Michael Oliver in 11th place. Adam Bint wins Class B from John Powell on the podium for Brian Burt. Then John Bowler, Trevor Martin and Paddy Mack.
Ryan Smith, so what a tricky race coming through from the back, and another win.
Absolutely, it's been an absolutely unthinkable day, stress level, but driving wise, one of the best days I've had at Pembrey. I don't know what's going on, but 2 race wins from today. We couldn't have dreamt of it. The pace is there, fastest lap in both races. There's been some off-track activity. Fair play to the clerk of the course and the guys at Race Control. They've listened. Maybe I should look at myself a little bit and maybe a bit calmer before I open my mouth about things. But it's everybody. There's a lot of emotion in this race, and there's some talented guys. And I'm just thrilled that the decision's been overturned and we get the both race wins.
Binty's first win of the year. Congratulations on that. Was that a difficult one?
Yeah, it's a very difficult one. I don't know what's happened to the truck. It is handling all over the shop, but there's some some things happened up in front, but we could see things unfolding, so I just kept trying to keep with them, and luckily one of them had a failure with his truck, another one spun off, so we managed to get up into first place and get the first win of the season.
Brian, you're making a habit of this podium thing now. A great drive, a little bit of mess on the side. Tell us about the race.
Yeah, the race started off fairly good. I got held up a few times, managed to get through, and a few went out, and got up to 3rd place and managed to stay there. As I say, we got just discovered when I've come in now, we've got an engine bottom oil seal leaking, so we've got a big job to do tonight to get it out ready for the morning.
Ollie, good to see you back with us in the championship, and the truck looks to be going real well. You're making progress with it.
Yeah, we made some massive changes over the winter. A lot of extra funding's come from the sponsors, and we've just basically completely rebuilt the truck underneath it.
Certainly does seem to have moved on, and you're just knocking on the door of that podium.
I hope so today. The truck feels amazing. It's just me, I think, trying to catch up with the different setup of the truck from where it was last year.
Are you with us for the remainder of the season, or will you be dipping in and out depending on performance?
We're the whole season and a couple of European rounds as well, so here to stay.
So on the grid then for race 3, Michael Oliver and Steve Powell on the front rank. 2 Lukes on row 2. Luke left is Luke Garrett. Luke right is Luke Taylor. Then we've got Matt Summerfield and Steve Thomas on row 3. Pace truck pulls into pit lane, so everybody in pretty good order. The clerk of the course, Bob Lentell, about to give the thumbs up for the start of race number 3 of event 2 of the 2016 British Truck Racing Championship. Class B trucks following in behind. 1 win apiece there for Simon Cole and also for Adam Bint. And here we go, let's go truck racing at Pembrey. And Luke Taylor from row 2 has got the lead. But is he going to hold on to it as they go into the hairpin? Stevie Powell around the outside of Michael Oliver. Side by side, Powell uses racecraft here. Luke Garrett got a little bit boxed in, but it's Steve Powell second. Luke Taylor the race leader at the moment. 3rd place is now Matt Summerfield up ahead of Michael Oliver. So Michael Oliver in fourth. That was a pretty frenetic first corner. It's a very good first corner so far. And I might be speaking too soon, but we've had 3 races and 3 very good first corners by the Class A racers. So this format of having the Class A's on the front so far is working very well indeed for the British Truck Racing Championship. Steve Powell passed them by Matt Summerfield. Summerfield up into second. We're going to get a podium interview with Matt yet. Very unusual not to get one by race 3 of a meeting. It's Luke Taylor leading from Matt Summerfield. Then Steve Powell, followed by Ollie James. Dave Jenkins. Where on earth did Jenkins come from? It started at the back of the pack. And Dave Jenkins in the digraph truck. And I remember Jenkins in that previous race was second place behind Ryan Smith. So Ryan's a good few trucks behind him. So Jenkins has had an absolutely mega start to this race in the black 69. And he's piling the pressure on Ollie James. Dives down the inside. Hard on the brakes. That's how you pass going into the hairpin here at Pembrey. Very neat and tidy and quick by David Jenkins. And now he's all over the back end of Steve Powell in the ex-Ricky Collett truck. Immaculately prepared and in the livery of Lenham, the Ken-based company, who I know Steve Powell is very grateful for the support for. And Jenkins looks up the inside, slices his way through. That was so neat by Jenkins. Ollie James Racecraft knew that 69 was going to go through. He found the space as well. Powell hard on the brakes. We've got Luke Garrett behind them, then Steve Thomas in yellow. Cracking start to this race 3 of our 5 race format. And remember, if you come and watch truck racing, we heartily recommend that you do. It's 5 races per weekend or per meeting. Although at Brands Hatch we had 10, because I mentioned earlier on in the programme we had split races between Division 1 and Division 2, and we're sort of on the bounce of being able to do that at Pembrey. But for this weekend, everybody all in the same races, so 2 races for the price of 1. Ryan Smith now has caught Steve Powell, but it's Taylor still up front from Matt Summerfield in the number 1. Jenkins is going to do another dive down the inside here. Summerfield will be wise to that. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Jenkins got a little bit too close there, and I think the slightest of nudges. John Bowler in 14. He's getting quicker and quicker, John. That's the truck that Steve Powell won Division 2 in last year, but it's Adam Bint out front at the moment. Simon Cole back in 3rd, and John Bowler looking very good indeed. He's on the outside line here. Is this a challenge for the lead? Yes, it is. So Bowler takes the lead. John Bowler's got the lead in Class B. Goes into the hairpin round the outside of Adam Bint, and John Bowler here, well, we interviewed him before the race. He has got hardly any racing experience at all, but look how well he's adapting to truck racing. John Bowler leads Class B. Adam Bint second. 3rd position in class is Simon Cole, who's been so quick this weekend. Quickest by a long way in qualifying. Had that incident with Trevor Martin in race 2. So it's Bowler, Bint, and then Cole. Paul McCumsky is in behind them as well. So Binty now looking for the lead again. Looks down the inside of John Bowler, who goes on the grass, gets a little bit of a whippy on there, loses momentum as you'd expect, loses the lead. So it's Adam Bint the leader, Simon Cole now up to 2nd. There's the 3rd pace truck of John Bowler. Simon Cole, Dartford-based driver in the St George's European truck, running well in 2nd. And is it going to be a matter of time before he manages to pass Adam Bint? There is Binty. This is the Class B battle, and Simon Cole here's getting it all wound up, and he's coming down the inside line, but he's a little bit too far back on Adam Bint at the moment. Bowler's hard on the brakes, bang! Into the back of Simon Cole. Now was that brakes gone? He's on the grass. Look, the wheels are locked up, and he's going to rejoin. No, he's going to do a half pirouette. We've got the green flags out there. We're at the end of the danger zone in terms of the truck being off the track, so Binty still leads, looking for win number 2, and it looks as if the back end of Simon Cole's truck has taken a big hit. We saw the wallop into the back. Doesn't look happy at all. This is going to put Paddy Mack up into 3rd position. So Paul McCumsky is 3rd in class. The question now is, can Simon Cole... Oh, look, that is definitely in trouble. Through goes John Powell into 3rd place. So Simon Cole down to 4th, and I think that's going to be a visit to the pits and probably retirement. Matt Summerfield now being passed by Steve Thomas, and Summerfield tries to go for the switchback, but it's still Luke Taylor out front, and now David Jenkins is reeling in Taylor here. What a drive by Jenkins. It was a very, very quick opening lap where he made up a lot of positions, and since then he's just been chipping away. Oh, and there's contact between the two. Jenkins, and who's going to come through? Steve Thomas read that well. Thomas through on the inside. The outside line for Matt Summerfield, and the lead is now with Steve Thomas. Up to second goes Stuart Oliver. Or is he? No, it's Shane Brereton second. Brereton in second place. Oliver third. Brian Smith in 4th. Welcome back to Pembrey, and just before the break we saw Dave Jenkins and Luke Taylor, who were dicing for the lead, tangle up. They're both out of the race. This is Shane Brereton coming under pressure from Ryan Smith. There is the stricken truck of Dave Jenkins. Is that going to bring out the red flags? Because to my mind that's not in the safest of places. So Jenkins still sitting in the truck. Matt Summerfield is still there gunning for his first podium of the weekend, but Ryan Smith has come through. So it's Steve Thomas in the lead, Stuart Oliver in second position. Here is the race leader. It's Steve Thomas in front. He read the situation well, dived to the inside. Matt Summerfield went to the outside line. There's Trevor Martin in 19. Trev's running in 5th position in Class B, but it's the Class A and overall race leader, Steve Thomas, who could be on his way to a checkered flag here. Man from Sutton Coldfield rounds Brian Burt. Brian running 4th position in Class B, but it's Steve Thomas who's got a decent lead. Dave Jenkins had the fastest lap of the race on lap 3 and finds himself as a non-finisher. He's going to be right at the back in race 4 as well. Jenk still sitting in the truck. A flash of Steve Powell going through, then Luke Garrett, but here's the leader. Steve Thomas is well clear, 3 or 4 seconds clear of Stuart Oliver. Stuart Oliver here looks like he's going to bag a second podium of the weekend. We've got Ollie James running in 6th place, but the checkered flag is waved on the race winner. Steve Thomas takes the win. Stuart Oliver, very spectacular out of Honda, crosses the line second. Ryan Smith is again on the podium and denies Matt Summerfield a podium once again. Summerfield in 4th position. Here's confirmation of the result. Thomas from Oliver, Ryan Smith and Matt Summerfield, Shane Brereton next from Ollie James, Luke Taylor 7th from Steve Powell, Luke Garrett in 9th. 10th position goes to Michael Oliver, and then Adam Bint, who wins Class B from Paddy Mack, John Powell, Brian Burt and Trevor Martin.
Steve Thomas, congratulations, fantastic win.
Well, I didn't think that was going to happen after starting where we did and how it went. But we was doing okay. We was catching the leading pack. Dave and Luke had the coming together around the back, which put the 2 trucks across the front of me, and we drove through them and ended up coming out front. So a few comings together, but all in all, it was good race.
Stuart, a podium. It didn't look like that at one stage, but points are points.
Absolutely, I'll take that nicely. You know, second place was perfect. You know, first would have been better, but you know, I'm happy with that. From where I was, sort of 2 laps into the race at the back, I saw the 3 front runners all get into a knot around the back at Hatches, so I just took advantage and got myself through. So did a bit more overtaking and got up into second. So happy with that.
Yeah, took that way a bit.
Paddy, congratulations on the podium. An emotive weekend for you.
Yeah. I mean, like last year, we just seemed to stand still all year, and over the winter we've gone basically back to basics with the truck, and we've been setting it up with the previous races, like, and today's paid dividends, and we've got what we come for, what we never had last year, and that was a trophy, and we're all dead chuffed.
I saw also on social media it's a bit of an emotive day for you as well.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we done my dad's ashes here. It just seemed, I mean, he's been dead 10 years, but it just seemed right. His name was George. It was St George's Day. It's my mum's birthday, and my mum says take him, so we took him.
It's a nice roundup, isn't it?
Yeah, I actually had a word with him when we went round as to where we spread him. Like, come on, Dad, we need a trophy. And lo and behold, we got one.
Michael, we caught up with you on the grid very briefly at Brands Hatch, but now a more considered time to welcome you to the championship. And how did it all come about? Obviously through Dad in some way.
Yeah, that was it. Well, actually, it came about with Shane. We ended up buying this truck, and then there was Scania was there, so Shane got involved, and then Shane got the bug, and he decided to get another truck, and so it was just parked in the garage, and I was thinking, ooh, it'll look good I would look good in that, Dad, and ended up getting it. So here we are. Get the license, get here, and it's never looked back. Brilliant.
How much of an inspiration is your dad? Obviously, you know, multi-champion, I mean, the name in British truck racing. And what age did you maybe first realise you wanted to do that?
I was actually contemplating on the way down here. What a baby! 14 years since I was first here at Pembrey, and well, watching him then, he was immense. So just got to keep going, try and the office I work in one of my dad's offices, and you just walk past the trophies every day, and I think, I could do with a few of them. So that's the goal anyway.
Well, as you've probably realised by now, the British Truck Racing Championship is not just about the on-track action. There's always plenty to look at off-circuit too. Our meeting here in Pembrey was no exception, with an impressive show truck static display in the paddock, and that was followed by an on-track outing to help our judges make their decisions as to who were the winners here in South Wales.
Truck of the Show award goes to Roger Carter. Roger, many congratulations. Tell us a little bit about the amount of time and effort you put into this wonderful machine.
I've had it for about 4 years and basically completely rebuilt it. It's been fully resprayed, fair bit of mechanical work as well. I mean, that particular truck as well, that's an ex-race truck, transporter truck. It's Roger Brookfield's old vehicle. So there's a bit of history with it as well for the truck racing, which is nice.
That is wonderful, because we celebrate Roger at the first meeting of the year, the Roger Brookfield Trophy, going to Rhodey Smith this year.
Yeah, and that's the truck Roger used to drive to transport his race truck around.
Tell us a bit about yourself and your company.
I'm an owner-driver. I've been for 25 years, around 1/8-wheeled crane lorry, deliver concrete floor beams all around the south of England and South Wales.
Back to work tomorrow morning?
Yep. Unfortunately.
Roy, your company looking after us this weekend, second round of the season here at Pembrey. What got you along into truck racing?
Well, Steve Thomas, who's one of our regular customers who purchases our products, and mentioned, this is good fun. And so I said, okay, let's have a look at this. It was a great opportunity as well to show our new products off, International Truck of the Year products, and I thought it was a great opportunity to have a look if we're going to do this in the future, and I can tell you we will be doing it in the future.
So this is your first truck meeting?
It is indeed, and I'm absolutely enthralled in it. I have to say, next year we'll be back, and I'll bring my grandkids with me as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about.
It is. I see it's a family day out where the kids could have some fun, and we can see some real engineering, because we used to, as you can see on our tractor unit there, 460 horsepower, which is about the norm for a 44 tonner on the road today. But we're talking about trucks here that can produce 1100 to 1200 brake horsepower, and the skill that these guys have had, I'm gobsmacked with it, and I'm really, really pleased that we've come.
Tell us a bit about Aquila as a company. Is it a long-standing company, local company?
Well, actually, we have 3 depots. The main depot is in Avonmouth, then in Gloucester, then in Swindon. We purchased the company from Bristol Street Motors Commercial Vehicles. We've seen sales rise and rise and rise. Our customer after sales is getting better and better, because customers tell us that. And in today's market, customers' needs on keeping these on the road, what we call uptime in our business, is becoming critical. No, it's been an eye-opener. It really has, and I see it on television, okay, and you look at it and you think, oh, okay, trucks racing, but when you're actually here and you feel the atmosphere and you hear these engines up running, it's just a great day.
And the best American truck on show this weekend, the Western Star belonging to Graham Poole, and that as a result gets to be the pace truck here for our penultimate race of the weekend. Luke Taylor goes out of shot, Ollie James on the inside of the next row, then Shane Brereton. Pace truck into pit lane. You can see we've got Matt Summerfield and Ryan Smith immediately behind, and then Stuart Oliver and Steve Thomas, Dave Jenkins at the back, followed by the Class B trucks. But we're getting ready to go. Here comes Ollie James, very tight up to the pit wall. They're jostling for position now. This is very tight indeed. 3, 4 wide. Stuart Oliver. Was there contact? There must have been, because Oliver's on the grass. Michael Oliver, though, is leading them down into the hairpin. They're 3 wide. They're 4 wide into the hairpin. That won't work. And there's the proof. Steve Thomas being shunted around. We've got Stuart Oliver trying to get back off the grass where he was coming down the straight. They've all continued, thank goodness. It's Michael Oliver that leads here from Shane Brereton. Brereton on the attack, Luke Garrett in 3rd position, then it's Luke Taylor. Brereton goes through into the lead past Michael Oliver, but a good start from Michael. Now we've got Garrett and Taylor right behind him, Steve Powell, then Ollie James, followed by Ryan Smith. A gap back to the guys that all got bunched up going into the hairpin. Steve Powell having a look at the inside line there on Luke Taylor, but look at the lead that Shane Brereton's got already. Michael Oliver 2nd, and by no means in the way of these trucks. He's developed a little bit of a gap over Luke Garrett, running in 3rd place at the moment. So along the Speedway straight into Honda, well, we seem to get a different complexion in every race, and it is Shane Brereton that's getting away. Really got his head down. He Sintramer had a fastest lap at Brands Hatch, had podiums at Brands Hatch as well. And Brereton, a very welcome addition to this championship. Matt Summerfield looks at the inside, and Dave Jenkins hard on the brakes. Back end wants to come around. Not been the greatest of meetings for Matt Summerfield. I can't remember the last time that we didn't see Matt on a podium, but he'll lick his wounds and come away from Pembrey, I'm sure, stronger for our next outing in the British Championship, which is at Thruxton. Steve Thomas passes Steve Powell. Stuart Oliver up ahead of them in the Silver 7, and then we've got Dave Jenkins in the Digraph Black 69. The MAN in black is going to go down the inside line here now on Steve Powell. Matt Summerfield in behind, Powler on the grass. Through goes Ollie James. Steve will get back on. All good learning experience for Steve in his new for him this year truck. Welcome back to Pembrey. Looking at Stuart Oliver from Steve Thomas, then Michael Oliver. Michael coming under a little bit of pressure from Matt Summerfield, and Matt nips through on the inside. Remember, this is Michael Oliver's 2nd truck racing meeting there in truck number 12, so he's acquitting himself well and taking the battle back to the multi-champion on the inside line. There goes Stuart Oliver, and let's see, Michael has got the right line side by side with Matt Summerfield. Can he squeeze through? Summerfield, I think, has got more momentum around the outside, so too has Dave Jenkins. Luke Taylor's going to try and move past as well, but Oliver Jr.'s got the line. He's learning truck racing very quickly indeed. Paddy Mack and Adam Bint get involved here and have a good old scrap. Great to see Paddy picking up a trophy. He'll be hoping to repeat that in this one. Adam Bint not looking overly happy with things at the moment. John Powell's had a wonderful meeting in truck number 6. I think ever present on the podium. He could well be top point scorer from the meeting for Class B, and at the moment dicing with Brian Burt. So across the line goes the race leader, Simon Cole, who's come through the Group B trucks, and he's leading this one back where we would probably have expected him to be. He's had some rough luck in this one, Simon Cole, but a big effort from the team to get that truck out for this race, and likewise John Bowler's team as well. Summerfield from Jenkins, the HRVS truck at the moment, as I said, struggled to get near the podium. And here's the man that leads the race. Shane Brereton's not taken a win in truck racing yet, and I'll tell you what, he's well placed here. Here's the view from Steve Thomas, chasing the back end of Stuart Oliver's machine. Oliver, Thomas, Summerfield, Jenkins, some of the big names in British truck racing all together, successfully negotiate the hairpin. They've put the grass on the outside. Here's the view from Thomas again, looking back. Matt Summerfield right behind him. and Oliver holding sway here at the moment at the head of this quartet. Shane Brereton still away and down the road. Adam Bint is the truck that they're catching, so Adam running off the pace at the moment in Group B after 2 wins. So the CMG truck of Adam, good driving, pulls over to the inside line. Very fair, respectful driving by Adam Bint to keep out of the way of these guys who are all scrabbling over place. And Adam now gets back on the racing line. He's trying to hunt down Paddy Mack for 5th place, but I think losing a little bit of ground, Adam, to be fair. Back to our leader though, Shane Brereton is still there. Man from Somerton in the MAN only joined 2nd meeting last year and was racing in the pickup truck racing championship at the time, and he is away and in lead position. There is John Bowler, who's having a good run so far in Class B. Simon Cole, leader of Class B, goes through shot, and then it's John Powell. So here is John. Meanwhile, David Jenkins, is he going to be able to effect a pass here on Matt Summerfield? It's that very wide line. You see that Matt will go out wide, back end out on Steve Thomas's truck, loses momentum. Matt Summerfield will see that and nip through on the inside. There's contact between the two, and Thomas is off on the grass. Matt Summerfield's off as well. Oh, what a mare of a meeting it is for Matt Summerfield, but even champions have rough days. It looks like Steve Thomas is going to pull it up and into retirement. That is not looking healthy at all for Steve Thomas in the 30. Well, having said that, carries on. Back with Dave Jenkins. So David Jenkins continues on his way, fairly well unencumbered now. Luke Taylor and Ollie Janes dice over 6th position, and Steve Thomas in behind them. Janes thinks about having a look down the inside, stays out though. Well, look at this. This is a big story. Through goes John Powell in number 6, but on the inside, it's Shane Brereton, the Tour Trucks machine. Looks like he's going to take his first ever outright win here in the British Truck Racing Association Championship. Picked his way through in the early stages, and he's been threatening to do this for a little while as Shane Brereton. First full year in the championship for him. Steve Powell goes on the inside of Trevor Martin. Trev running a couple of laps adrift, but look at this, the state of poor old Steve Thomas's truck. Turns in, really having a struggle to nurse that machine home, and I think it might be curtains for him. We've got the 2 leaders together though. Shane Brereton, the overall race leader, is busy chasing Simon Cole, who leads Class B. Ryan Smith's come through for 2nd. Looks like Ryan's going to be top scorer over the weekend if he maintains this form through into race 2, but there are our 2 winners together. Simon Cole wins Group B, and it's a Division 1 Class A win for Shane Brereton. 2nd place goes to Ryan Smith. 3rd place some way back is going to be Stuart Oliver. Before that, we see the 2nd truck in Class B, which is John Powell, and John Powell being followed by Adam Bint, with Stuart Oliver 3rd on the road in truck number 7. So it was Brereton's first win. Ryan Smith next from Stuart Oliver, then Dave Jenkins and Matt Summerfield, Ollie Janes 6th from Luke Taylor, Michael Oliver 8th, then Steve Powell. Luke Garrett in 10th place, 11th goes to Simon Cole, another win for him in Class B, then John Powell and John Bowler on the podium. First podium for John.
Shane Brereton, congratulations, many congratulations, a first win.
Oh, thank you very much. It was a really good start I had.
Yeah, but you still have to pedal it, and a lot of drivers can succumb to pressure, but you kept a good gap between yourself and the other guys.
Yeah, I could see that I had a good gap. I just kept looking in my mirrors, and I just slowed up. And 3 laps from the end, the track got really slippery, so I just backed off again and just looked at the gap behind and just brought it home safe.
Ryan, this is proving to be quite a fraught meeting, very competitive, but another podium for you and extends the championship lead.
The most important thing was just consistency, bring the truck home safe, keep out of all the mayhem, more consistent points. It's a long season, and that's what we did. Just fingers crossed for the last race that we just keep out of trouble and do the best we can.
Simon, congratulations, a load of work. I didn't think you were going to get back out, but not only did you get back out, you've taken another win.
Yeah, no, unbelievable. The boys are doing really well. All the boys in the pits mock me. I've got young boys helping me out, but they work their weight in gold. Unbelievable well.
2nd race meeting and first podium, that's a little bit of a story for us.
Yeah, that's right, very impressed with the wagon. Wagon's been 100%. Had a couple of issues after the last race, but we got it all sorted. Big thanks to the pit crew. Yeah, wagon's bang on.
Trevor, you're the first truck we saw into the pits in that race. What was the problem?
Well, we had a lack of power, so it was either turbo pressure, fuel pressure, or something. Wasn't sure. Think it's an injector problem now.
Is that something that could be looked at before the last race?
We're hoping so.
Dave, fourth position in that one, but that looked very frenetic.
Absolute shocking weekend for us so far, unfortunately, and then a very, very tough race then. So yeah.
But the 69 truck, you keep coming back, and we've still got one more race, so you've got the opportunity to come through in that one.
Yeah, well, the boys are going to get it straightened out now, and absolutely, you know, that's all about the fighting spirit. We do have to keep coming back, and you know, there's a lot. We as a team have huge expectation, and our sponsors expect a lot of us, and you know, we're a big, strong team, and we are going to keep fighting. There's no two ways about that.
Nice one, Dave. Thanks for talking to us, mate.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Wayne, it's good to see you here. We're going to see you or your missus back out on track sometime soon.
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, we've got the two trucks. I think Joanne's engine's ready to go in now. My cab's back, so Thruxton. Can't miss Thruxton. Love Thruxton. So, yeah, no, it'll be Thruxton, mate, I think.
And how is Joanne? She fitting well?
Yeah, she's all right. Just nagging me massively, mate, to get this truck done. Just can't wait to get out, bless her heart. She's unbearable, but we'll get there, mate. We'll get there.
Nagging to get a truck out is better than the other domestic nagging, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a fine line in all fairness, I think, mate. There is a fine line, but yeah, no, she's mad keen. She can't wait, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing her in the ex-Steve Thomas truck. Should be good. Yeah, should be good.
So it'd be good to have our First Lady of Truck Racing, Joanne Eason, back. It'd be good to see Wayne back out on track as well. Very busy man running his own race team. We're on to the final race of the weekend. Luke Garrett and Steve Powell up front, and then it's Michael Oliver and Luke Taylor on row 2. Who is going to take the honours in this one, the last race of the weekend? We've had so many firsts this weekend. First podium for John Bowler. In the previous races, his Nan's here watching. She absolutely loved it. And first win for Shane Brereton in the last race. He has to start at the back in this one. But we are underway for the last race of the weekend. Luke Taylor makes a very rapid start round the outside. He's got his nose in front. So it's the two Lukes once again side by side. Taylor around the outside, Garrett on the inside. Very clean, orderly stuff so far as they go down into the hairpin. They've all done well. A little bit of sideways motion there from Michael Oliver in the silver 12, but he collects it all up. And it's Garrett that leads. Luke Garrett leads. Steve Powell second. Luke Taylor is in third place, followed by Matt Summerfield. Then Michael Oliver. Dave Jenkins up ahead of Ryan Smith, but Smithy looks up the inside line. Gets past the former champion, so Ryan Smith making excellent progress. Ollie James there around the outside of a slightly bouncing Michael Oliver in truck number 12. Stuart Oliver is, I think, at the back of this gaggle at the moment, but the OXXO truck of 88, Ryan Smith's going to look at the inside line here. Surely he's going to pass Ollie James. James getting more momentum out of the corner, holds on to position and sets himself up maybe to look down the inside line and make the pass on Michael Oliver. Can't quite do that. Meanwhile, Matt Summerfield is through and past the Lenham machine of Steve Powell. So it's the two Lukes out front. Luke Garrett leading from Luke Taylor. Matt Summerfield in third. Are we going to see a podium from Matt Summerfield? The Renault is having a good look though for the race lead. Brace of MANs behind, then the Freightliner, then the MAN of Ryan Smith, but we've got Michael Oliver around the outside. Dave Jenkins going up the inside line. Stuart Oliver immediately in front of us there in the Silver 7. Not been the best of meetings for Oliver, but it's how you dust yourself down and move on from these ones. Same for Matt Summerfield. The biggest scorer so far of the weekend is Ryan Smith. Here comes the battle between the Olivers. Stuart Oliver goes past Michael. We've got Steve Thomas coming through. Thomas had to effect a fairly substantial repair after race 4, and the guys got on with it. It was a recovery job to get him back into the paddock as Steve Powell has a moment on the grass, rejoins at the back of the Class A runners. Matt Summerfield piling the pressure here on Luke Taylor. Summerfield goes to the outside line. Is he going to be able to make it round? Big tail out moment for him. He was hard on the brakes. Ryan Smith is there in third place. So it's Summerfield second. Luke Garrett now in third. Ryan Smith in fourth position. Class B boys getting stuck in. Adam Bint looking a tad happier in this one than he did in the previous race. But Simon Cole is proving to be class of the field again. There is Paddy Mack going through. And also at the back of shot you can see Andy Lovenbury's back out. Great to see that Andy finally managed to get on circuit. The circuit here only licensed for a certain number of trucks, which is why Andy wasn't able to take part in the earlier race. But here's Paul Bowler. What about Bowler then? Second meeting in trucks and took a podium in race 4, and he's well placed in this one as well. Simon Cole, the class leader. There goes Simon. Massive points all from Simon. But I think John Powell, who's been on the podium in every race so far, is going to be the top scorer in Class A. And if he keeps up that consistency, if there are problems for other drivers because there are no drop scores, then it's going to mean that he could well be in the in contention for the championship. Indeed he is. But here comes another man who goes down the inside. Ryan Smith on the inside of Luke Taylor. Dave Jenkins is going to try and follow through as well. Smith up to second. Jenkins is going to follow through into third on the inside of Taylor. He's got the line through Spitfires. Now they go round into Benny corner. There is Ryan Smith. So second, are we going to see another win here for Ryan Smith? He's been absolutely on it all weekend. There was a little bit of controversy in terms of the results earlier on. There was an idea that he may have exceeded track limits, but I think in the end that was overturned. As we look at Paul Bowler again coming down into the hairpin, hard on the brakes, still trying to chase down John Powell. Class leader Simon Cole is away, so it's Adam Bint second, John Powell third in Class B, and fourth position there is John Bowler. Bint, Powell and Bowler. And we look back, it's Paul McCumsky following those through. Meanwhile, Matt Summerfield still out front in this one from Ryan Smith. Then Dave Jenkins in third. Luke Taylor fourth position at the moment in 79. Right behind him, I'm mightily impressed with Shane Brereton here. First win for him in race 4 and coming through the field and looking very, very quick indeed, Shane Brereton. Not that far away from another podium, so if he keeps his head down he might be able to do that. We go back to Adam Bint, second position. John Powell is third. This is the more standard trucks. Remember, the Class B's the more standard trucks, the Class A's the pretty much the full race spec machines. Fastest laps, or the lap times between the fastest drivers are around about 5 seconds, a 1:12 fastest lap in the previous race for Matt Summerfield, who did have a fastest lap, and John Powell did a 1:17, so it gives you an idea of the speed differential. Trevor Martin is passed by Ryan Smith, also passed there by David Jenkins, and Luke Taylor's going to be next through with Shane Brereton and Stuart Oliver chasing through as well. Trevor Martin running in 6th place at the moment in Class B. Here is the man that leads Class B though, Simon Cole. When he's finished, absolutely superb, but he's had a couple of incidents that haven't necessarily been his fault. Coming together with Trevor Martin in one of the races, he got hit from behind by John Bowler in race 3, came back to win race 4. So Smith from Jenkins, second and third. There is again the 79 man Luke Taylor. And then Shane Brereton followed by Stuart Oliver. So things relatively calm out there on circuit at the moment, and Matt Summerfield could well be heading for his first win of the weekend here. Summerfield in the HRVS machine started towards the front in that one. There he is. So Ryan Smith is running in second place. Now Smith's got the fastest lap of the race. Matt Summerfield had fastest lap in the previous one. They're both lapping in the 1:12s, but Ryan Smith's slightly the quicker man of the two at the moment. Here is Steve Powell. Powell in 10th position. Nobody to trouble him at the moment, so he can use this open circuit space as an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the truck. and relearn the Pembrey circuit. Remember when we spoke to him after race number 1 that he was saying that he was having to learn the truck pretty much all over again. There is Michael Oliver chasing Luke Garrett at the moment, but the race leader, Matt Summerfield, continues to lead this one. The gap may well be starting to come down though as we look at Luke Garrett coming under pressure here from Michael Oliver, dives down the inside. Let's have a look, see, clatters the curb, and a little bit of damage there on the number 12 truck, so Michael Oliver. And now we've got a new leader, so it's Ryan Smith now the leader. They're going through the traffic, they're going through the Class B trucks, and there is John Powell, and past John Powell goes David Jenkins. We've got a new outright leader, it's Ryan Smith now, from Matt Summerfield in second place. John Bowler is up into second place in Class B ahead of John Powell. So John Bowler's going to go an extra step up the podium in this one, but Ryan Smith is the leader. He's got the fastest lap of the race as well. Dave Jenkins trying to go down the inside. There is Andy Lovenbury's truck parked up. So a long way for Andy to come for the one start, which winds up in a retirement. But it's going to be Ryan Smith, who has taken 2 wins so far this weekend. A win for Steve Thomas, a win for Shane Brereton, and it could be a third one for him. Still battling hard are Michael Oliver and Luke Garrett, and I think that could be curtains for Oliver. He might be able to be a classified finisher, but picking up a little bit of damage on the truck. So meanwhile, there is the checkered flag. Ryan Smith takes his 3rd win of the meeting. Just out of shot is Simon Cole, who is going to have to do another lap. Matt Summerfield finally on the podium, takes 2nd place. 3rd place is Shane Brereton, a podium from the back of the grid. Stuart Oliver finishes in 4th place. Here across the line is John Bowler in 14, takes 2nd place. A best ever result in meeting number 2 for John Bowler. John Powell again on the podium, takes 3rd position in Class B. But Ryan Smith this weekend has taken 3 wins. It was a 3rd place in race 3 and a 2nd in race 4. He will lead the championship. Confirmation of Smith's win from Matt Summerfield and Shane Brereton. Stuart Oliver 4th from David Jenkins. Luke Taylor next from Steve Thomas and Ollie James. Then Luke Garrett. Steve Powell completes the top 10 ahead of Michael Oliver. Class B won by Simon Cole from John Bowler and John Powell. Paddy Mack next from Adam Bint and Trevor Martin.
3 wins, not too bad, Ryan. Well done.
Oh, we'd have took that before the event. Yeah, delighted. The team's worked so hard. We've worked on many things, you know, inside the trailer. And you know what? It's a credit to them. Be patient. Keep out the trouble. Consistency. Step by step. Some of these guys who are world class, not just British class. And it's a credit to them as well. And to put myself in that bracket with these guys is a bit of an honour. And we'll keep pushing on, and we'll try our hardest.
Matt, we got you on the podium.
That many wires, I feel like C-3PO. Yeah, I know. We should have won that there, but we had good pace. It was fast. It was really fast. And even when Lovenbury took me out there, we was lapping him. He's had another stab back at Ryan there, and we was definitely faster, which is good, really. But we'll see. We're at Thruxton next.
Another race, another day.
Yeah, that's for the big men, isn't it? And if you make any mistakes there, you usually go home in an air ambulance.
Shane, you won the race before, which meant you started off the back, so you're on the podium, coming from the back of the grid. That's got to be a big fillip for you.
Yeah, it was really exciting race. I had my mirrors were full of Stuart all the time, but I had 100% faith that I didn't need to worry. As like if I made a mistake, I would look in the mirror to check if he'd come out the inside, you know. But it was a good race.
Simon, you've really emulated what happened in Group 1, 3 wins out of the 5. So you probably could have done more. You maybe felt that some of it's got away from you, but not a bad weekend at all.
No, not in the end with all the trouble we've had. To be honest with you, now the weekend's over. I'm not just saying that. I think we could have won all 5 if it weren't for a bit of bad luck, and one of them was 50-50 down to me as well. So it's all a learning curve. We come out last year a bit of learning, and now we seem to be reaping the benefits with it.
3rd in the last one, 2nd in this one. We've run out of races now. It's got to be a win at Thruxton.
Hopefully that's the plan. They're doing all right. A really good weekend. Been cracking, yeah.
Shame we couldn't get your gran in to give you a hug here in Parc Ferme.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Shouldn't get out very often, so you've got to look after the oldies, haven't you?
But thoughts on this meeting? I mean, obviously you're getting up to speed with this truck now.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, get my feet for it. Got a few teething issues that I get whilst we're away, and then we'll be ready for the next race, mate.
John, you've been so fast and so consistent this weekend, podium every race. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just really happy with it actually. It goes really well.
Did the alternator problems get fixed?
Yeah, we went out this morning and they all went out on a recce and come back with a big pile of alternator belts, and we've got an adaptation to make it stay on. So yeah, no, it's good.
So the championship looks like this. Ryan Smith leads by 3 points from Stuart Oliver. Then it's Matt Summerfield and Dave Jenkins and Steve Thomas tied in 4th. Shane Brereton in 6th from Luke Taylor and Ollie James. In Class B, Adam Bint leads from John Powell. Simon Cole in 3rd from Brian Burt.
Well, that's all we got time for from Pembrey. Some terrific racing again from the British Truck Racing Championship. Group A, 3 race wins for Ryan Smith. He's off to Europe to do battle for Great Britain. Also race wins for Steve Thomas, a maiden win for Shane Brereton. Class B's been fantastic as well. First time podium for John Bowler, wins for Adam Bint. We've had wins too, of course, for Simon Cole. So that class is very much alive as well. We thank you for watching and hope that you'll join us in a few weeks' time for event 3 at Thruxton.